All right, great.
All yours.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Welcome, especially to those of you that are new on the call. This is really designed to help those of us that are interested in having a little side hustle or making a ton of money, depending on where you are, to build our businesses. And tonight's call is going to be about acquiring business builders. Heidi, my name is Beth Gilmore, by the way. Heidi Fannin is my, what do you call her? My upline. She's my upline. She's amazing. And she's going to be talking about acquiring business builders. The tool she's going to be talking about is how to build consultants. And the reason we asked Heidi to do this is because she is fantastic at building consultants. You guys may not know this about Heidi because she doesn't really create a lot of fanfare and she's not great at talking about herself, but she is a 2-star crystal executive. She's never once fallen out of executive since she's been an executive, and she is a consistent 5-figure earner. So she knows what she's talking about, and she is just really awesome. So as you go through this training, I want you guys to think about and recognize where you are in building your business. It's in probably one of 3 places: Easy Does It, Crank It Up, or Freight Train. So just keep in mind, Heidi does this pretty full time. This is, her livelihood. So she's going to be talking to you about what she does, which is on the freight train end of things. So you may need to modify this to fit what your needs are. So I am going to also let you know that everybody does things differently. That's why we try to get as many people teaching on this call as possible. So, we know Heidi's been successful with the way Heidi does it. So I'm a real big fan of not reinventing the wheel. And if it works for her, to try it out. If it doesn't work for you, try it out, tweak it, do what you need to do. But this will give you some options to help you build consultants in your own business. So if what we'd like to do is hold all your questions, we're going to ask that Brent, you mute everyone but Heidi once I get her introduced, and that we save all the questions till the end. If there's time, she'll answer questions and then she'll give us an assignment. So Heidi, take it away.
Thank you so much, Bethelina. I appreciate it. I'm Heidi Fannin. In my thing, it says Nancy Pierce, but I'm just, for some reason it says Nancy Pierce because I use her Zoom line sometimes. So, but I am Heidi Fannin. I've been with Isogenics coming up on 6 years pretty soon here. Kind of crazy to think about. So I'm going to talk about how to make consultants. But first I'm going to talk about how to get consultants is you got to sign up people, right? The reason I have a lot of consultants is because I signed up a lot of people. The more people you sign up, the more apt you're going to get more consultants, right? Because you've got more people to choose from. So I am going to talk about 3 ways why we make consultants. But first, I'm going to talk about mindset because I think network marketing is such a brilliant tool for us, job for us, career for us, whatever it is for you, side hustle. Because if you want to be successful at it, you have to be willing to crack open and grow as a person. I really believe that with all my heart. I think some people I think with anything in life, you get to a certain point. And in order to get past that point, whether it's health goals or whatever it may be, you gotta crack open, you gotta grow. And we're all on this planet to grow and expand. So mindset is huge in creating consultants, which we create consultants, create your business.
Plenty of time. No, we don't, because the sun's gonna go.
Somebody cute's on the thing. So here's the thing. A lot of it is about being brave. There's sometimes I think people think I may not be brave, and I'm not a lot of times, but I have to be brave sometimes in order to get past my own ego, get past my own judgment. Like I'll check in on myself and I realize, oh my gosh, why am I making a decision for somebody else? We always got to create opportunity. So being brave, whether you feel like it or not. becoming unshakable. So this is before even creating consultants. When you become more unshakable with the product, it becomes like a no-brainer. Think, oh my God, everybody should be doing this. It's like, and it really, I feel this like in my heart, like, oh my God, this could help everybody. Something that I have could help every single person, right? So if I believe it, it's going to be part of my energy and part of who I am, right? It's just part of, like, it's true. I believe it. So I'm pretty unshakable, but how did I get unshakable? I go to events. When there's a NYKO that's offered to us, it's offered for free the last 2 times. Like, I'm showing up. I'm going to be there because I want to learn. I want to grow. And there's so many people that are better than me that I can learn from. So I show up. I get on podcasts. I follow leaders that inspire me. All the stuff, just doing the do. And again, let's say you have 30 minutes a day. Well, then do it in the pockets of your day. But I just kind of do it in the pockets of my day all the time. So I think personal growth is such a big part. And there's a great book I want to recommend. I always recommend it to people. It's called The 4 Agreements. And it's a book that really helped me. There's 4 agreements to make with yourself. One is be impeccable with your word, speak with integrity, say what you mean. Another agreement is don't take anything personally. It's a big one. Like when people say no to you, I don't think anymore, they don't like me. I don't do it anymore. I used to think, oh, I just think I need to be better, and I'm not displaying it in the right way that maybe, that I'm not saying the right story to them. But don't take anything personally as a big one, because I think sometimes that it can shut you down, and then you slow down and you take it personally. And again, what others do has nothing to do with you. It's a big one to overcome. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions. Don't assume someone's not going to become a consultant. Don't assume they might not want a side hustle. Don't ever assume it, because I have done that. And that was just, part of my growing and my mistakes. Don't ever assume. Always create the possibility, and always do your best. And your best may change from day to day, right? Your best can change depending on how you feel, and that's okay. So planning. So here's one of the things. This is how I could create consultants. I plant seeds all the time. I'm weaving isogenics in my life all the time. I'm doing a story about my life, and I'm going to weave in isogenics on Instagram and on Facebook. You just weave it in. My style is I'm not jamming isogenics constantly. I'm jamming life, just life. And I try to be relatable to people. And I show hard stuff too. I show hard parts about my life too. But you know what? That's really relatable. That's relatable to people. And when you're relatable to people, you seem more believable, and they start following you more. And then I'll drip something about isogenics, and they might believe me with that too. So I'm always planting seeds even before people sign up. So again, with personal life, all the time, I'm always adding value to great nutrition, great results. I know it sounds weird, but that is how you make consultants. It's all the things you do. It's not just I do this and this and this. It's all the things that we do. There hasn't ever been. I think the longest I've ever gone without posting in Great Nutrition, Great Results is maybe 3 days of my whole time. I think it's so important. Because you know what? I've forgotten people that I've added to that page. I'm sure of it. I know I have, but they see me there, and I have a constant presence, and it's not going away. It's never gone away. It's never gone away for 3 months and then and appeared again. It's consistent. So even if you don't feel like it because you're having a shitty day, or you don't feel like it because your son is having open heart surgery in the hospital, you still do it. Just do it. It's not that hard. And here's the thing. You can, if you can't think of any inspiration, go look deep into the page and bring something up, or find a recipe. We can all find recipes and just share a recipe. I just shared a recipe. I mean, it just kind of, I was muted. Host muted me. Oops. So another thing that I do very consistently is I never used to be a good listener. I was blah, 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 talk, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Now I become a good, better listener. Start listening to people complaining, because you're going to find them complaining. They do. They complain all the time. I'm like, holy cow, I have a solution for you. I have something that might help you. What's crazy to me is like, they must not be bad enough, because if I hear someone complain, like, actually, I just met this dentist. She has a headache every day of her life. You know who I thought of? I thought of Dan Ferguson. He lives in Michigan. He had a headache every day. One of his best things that happened to him was with Isogenics was not the weight loss, was the headaches being gone. And so I'm like, I'm using other people's stories that can relate. I know she's going to sign up. I don't know when, but she will at some point. So I always say I might have a solution for you. Now, I've had people that I've added to Great Nutrition, Great Results. Raisa is, I don't know if she's on here now, but I added her 4 years ago to Great Nutrition, Great Results. And every so often, I'm sure she always saw my presence there, but every once in a while, I might tag her on something. I talked to Grace 4 or 5 years ago. I'm thinking, oh my God, I remember thinking about Grace. I would love to have her on my team. I planted that seed in my head 5 freaking years ago. Wouldn't it have been nice if you would have signed up 5 years ago, Grace? But no, who cares? She wasn't ready. She's ready now, and she's rocking it. So one thing I love to do during a sign up, if I'm signing somebody up, I love to do Facebook Messenger calls. I love to be able to see the person, see their face. So Grace and Raisa, here's an example. I posted something about, I don't know if it was a 30-day thing, and Raisa talks. Grace and Raisa and I, we're all friends from way back. They start talking on my thread. So I see there's like a energy there, and there's a power in doing this with a friend, and there's accountability to it. I always say that too. It is great power to have an accountability partner. So we started a 3-way messaging system. We started chatting away. Then we did a live 3-way messaging call. And let me tell you something. I, believe it or not, Grace doesn't even know this, but I'm like, I was so nervous. I was so nervous to say, why don't one of you guys sign up? Like, I sign up one of you instead of both of you. And how about one of you sign up one of you? And then if you find one more person, we can kind of get your products paid for. And I'm telling you, I felt like puking, and like, it was so uncomfortable, because my head sometimes says, you're being an opportunist. You're being an opportunist, instead of creating an opportunity. I'm creating an opportunity. Well, it was diffused immediately, because Rice is like, oh, Grace, you've got lots of people, you should sign me up. And you can start getting your products paid for. And that's how it happened. But now Rice even became a consultant, because we shared this collagen coming out has been a fantastic opportunity to create consultants. And it's just I think it's expanded our business, which, here's the thing, our company, I believe in our company. I believe that what their decisions that they're making are in the best interest of us, financially and health wise. Like, I really believe that they're making they're way smarter than me in this stuff. I trust them now. I know that they're going to make the right decisions. So I really trust them. So I love using that 3-way messaging group. And then a lot of times I'll say, do you have 2 friends, I'm planting the seed, that would want to do this with you for accountability? You guys, lots of times it never works. Most of the times it didn't work, but sometimes it does. All right. So you plug them into the pages, you let them know when the calls are, and you see if they show up. You match energy for energy. If Grace is going to text me a message and ask me a question, in the beginning when she was doing that, she was sorry. I'm like, oh my God, I am so grateful for questions. I am so happy. Anyone having questions about the business, I'm all about it. You match energy for energy, right? So once people sign up, like if you have a couple doing it together, You can keep that in that messaging system going. It'll start developing its own energy. But I really try to hold their hands. Like I walk through the packs. People just invested $300, $500, $700 with you. If they're investing that with you, hell yeah, I'm going to give them my time. I am texting them snack ideas. I am tagging them on posts. I am, again, part of the investment of them is checking in on them, but also adding recipes, tagging them on something. Let them know you're fresh on their mind and on your heart, that you're there to support them. Support. Because I just feel like if they invested, they trusted within me, I'm going to give to them as much as I can. All right. I also, when people show any interest with me planting my seeds, I have them follow leaders that might be inspirational to them. Like I try to read them. And if you're like, Zach Slobin really inspires me. I like to follow him. Not everybody is for everybody. So you kind of want to follow someone and copy what they do. Okay, so what else did I say? Continue to support the first month. I tag them online. So really good customer service is super important. And I do what I would like people that I enroll to do, right? I can't expect anyone that I enroll to post in Great Nutrition, Great Results if I'm not going to do it, right? So I want to be the change you wish to see in the world. Do you know what I mean? You want to be it if you want it, right? So I work hard at doing that. And working hard at getting independent, showing them the tools. You guys, in the beginning, I worked way like silly. Like I'm like finding everything for everybody. And I kind of feel sorry. I remember April, I was like, how do you sign somebody up? I had her walk me through the first 7 people. I swear to God. The 8th person, she's like, I think you could do this by yourself now. So be available. I also audit my team. So I look at my team, although my computer is broke. I audit my team and I look and I let them know. If I do have a consultant, I let them know, hey guys, you're going to fall out. Like if she's going to fall out a consultant, I keep people on top of that. And I also tell people, hey, you've got a lot of business volume stored, or, hey, do you know you have 10 team members under you? I do that all the time because most people don't know they've got 10 members and they're like, oh, I do. And even people like there's a Haley that she signed up a lot of people and then she kind of disappeared. Well, I'm saying, hey, you got a big team growing under you. I'm planting the seed again. I'm going back to her. Just because she's kind of fallen out doesn't mean she's gone forever. Her team is growing without her. And so I'm planting the seed again with her who fell out. Like, you know what? You've got a great team growing underneath you. You probably have 20, 30 more team members because we've been rocking and rolling. So you might want to start paying closer attention. And she's like, you know what? I think I am. I'm going to get back on. So just, again, planting a seed. Here's the thing, you guys. You got to have grit. You got to have grit. You got to be patient. A no to me is a not now. It's always a not now. Seriously, a woman said no to me 2 months ago. And for some reason, she showed up on my penny to check out with her. And I just thought, oh, I'm going to leave a private message. Hey, checking in. Hope you're doing okay. I didn't say anything about isogenics. And she goes, you know what? I'm going to see a holistic nutritionist or a holistic doctor in a couple of weeks, but I really want to start. I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea she was going to, I had no idea. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yes. So you just don't know when it's going to happen sometimes. And again, there's people that have been dripping on for 4 years. You just got to be patient and consistent, have grit, and don't give up. All right. I'm ready for questions. Oh, I have an assignment. Oh, thank you, Renee. I have an assignment for you. Some of you already do this really, really well. And number 1, I want you to think about, are you coachable? And be serious. Are you coachable? Because there's definitely been times where I've not been coachable. Like I just figured I knew it. No, you got to be coachable, be humble, and do the do. So are you coachable? I'm curious. Raise your hand if you think you're coachable. I know I'm coachable. Oh, I see that half-ass. Gail, aren't you? Okay. Grace, you're coachable. You know, it's kind of cool to see when I say, okay, I want you to start posting your stories and they've never done it before. And I want you to change your profile picture. So I told Grace right away, her profile picture was her dog. I mean, her dog's cute and everything, but like her profile picture was her damn dog. And I'm like, you got to change your profile picture. So right away, and I even took a picture for her that I found and I gave it to her in case she wanted to use that one. But I knew right away, she changed it right away. I'm like, oh, she's going to be coachable just because she did that within a day of me telling her. You know what I mean? Like you can tell right away. And there's some people, it just takes longer. Turtles, that's okay. But if someone like if someone that's had success with it tells you, start adding in your stories, start posting great nutrition, great results, I mean, hell, I'm just going to do it. It's free to do. It's all free to do. And sometimes you got to be brave and get over yourself, but you know, so assignments, again, some of you do this all the time and you do it beautifully. So this is people that don't do it. Add value to great nutrition, great results 3 to 4 times this week. It could be a freaking recipe. It could be a picture of you with a smiling with your shake. It could be, I like the concoction of Ionics and E-Shot. It could be you running, saying, I feel great today. Thank you, Isogenics. You know, and let's just say you can't think of anything. Then ask me, private message me, I'll think of something for you. Comment on posts. I got to say the best person at this is Michelle Gilbert. I mean, she is like comments. She is the best. You're the best at it for sure. Comment on posts. Because here's the thing, if you're going to invite someone to that page, you want to comment on a couple of posts that have like interesting information about Isogenics in there, because it brings it back to the top and they can read it and it just creates more energy. So comment on a post or tag someone you've already invited. So tag someone you've invited on something. I want you to post in your Facebook and Instagram stories every day. If it's going for a run, if it's cooking something, if it's, I should have, I got a facial today because that was our assignment. I did do it. And you know, what's interesting. I was like, I'm going to do this. I bring my sample. I'm ready to go. I realized I look like shit. Like I looked like, I mean, I'm wearing baggy sweats. I'm like, I don't look professional at all. So here I am going up the elevator. I'm thinking, oh my God, here I am presenting myself. And I mean, seriously. So I'm like, I'm going to have to charm them with my amazing personality. The owner wasn't there, so that's good. But whatever. Discover your strengths, plug in. Know that you're creative, helpful, and whole. Do you have any questions? Wow.
I want to say your skin is glowing, Heidi. You look real nice right now.
Have you heard of this thing called collagen elixir?
Yeah.
Oh, so, you know, it's funny. I was talking to this book club girls this morning, and I'm going to be going out next week with some women, and they're all hot, and they're all like got great bodies, and they're all like, they all got money, all of it, you know, they got it all. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to just dress up. I got to look really good. I got to make sure my skin's, so they, you know, I got to shower. So they asked me about my skin.
Nice.
Right?
That's called
Yes.
going out with intention. Good job,
Yeah.
Heidi.
Okay,
Thank you.
so Heidi, I got a question
Yes.
about making consultants. So
Yes.
when you get that new member, how long or when do you introduce how they can make money, and what exactly do you say?
So I say, when they're signing up, I go, do you have any friends that you'd like for accountability partners to do this with you? I could show you how to get this paid for if you'd like. Now, most people don't take me up on it, but that's what I say.
And then do you say it again? When do you reintroduce it? Because I know you're dripping on people, like you said, and you're planting all the seeds and all of that, but do you just
I'll reintroduce it once I sign them up. And let's say they didn't show much interest. I'll reintroduce it when they have a few team members under them. Hey, you've got a few team members under you. I just want you to know you're starting to store business volume. And I'll do that right away. Yep, I think that's kind of the best way, is once they already have, but I always plant the seed right away. And there's some people that I think are far-fetched that I reach out to that I'm like, oh gosh, it'd be great to have her, to do this. But I get way more no's than I do yeses.
Okay,
right?
so what that means, I've never done that team member thing, and that's a great tip, and I'm going to do that. But what that means, if you're not sure, is she doesn't mean if somebody signed them up. Like, I'll use Sally for an example. She's like, hey, who the heck is this? She can see their name in the tree. She's like, who is this? And I'm like, oh, that's somebody that so-and-so put there. Somebody signed them up. And, she needed to see that tree to understand that they were on her team. I think if you say on their team, they might think, what, did I sign somebody up? But I love that. That's a great thing to say. I'm going to use that. Thank you.
Yeah. I think that's probably been the most helpful for me.
Mm-hmm.
Unless people right away, there's some people right away, like Grace was one, once I said, you could sign up Raisa, or Raisa actually brought it up. And then if you found one more person, and she found her neighbor. I mean, anyone can find somebody if if they're willing to, but some people are really uncomfortable. And all that is just personal development, right? This is all personal development stuff. If you're afraid to do it, it's all personal development. It all is. You got to be okay with sharing part of your life out loud.
Not a question, but a comment. Another thing that you didn't mention, Heidi, that I think you're really good at is giving shout outs to people all the time. So if they just enroll one person, you give them shout outs, you encourage them, and that, in my guess, is that motivates them to do more.
Thank you.
I'll add a couple things here, Heidi. One, thank you very much. I think that was really good. I mean, I think you gave a lot of great tips and ideas on that. I'd like to say that one of the notes that I took was your comment about patience. And I think that that's a big one. A lot of people come into network marketing expecting huge results right away. And then when they don't get them, then they go on and they go do something else expecting huge results right away yet again. And what we've learned is that, people eventually will come back because they like the community here, and then they'll come back anyway. But the important thing is to understand that you can't say the right thing you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, meaning that it doesn't matter what you say to some people, they're going to say no. And it doesn't matter what you say to some people, and they're going to say yes. I'll give you guys a great example. So this weekend, I did a presentation. I ran a booth at a place called Arcadia High School, and they had a football event going on, and I got invited to to have a table there. One, I'll tell you this: it's very much more difficult now to meet people at those kind of events when everybody has a mask on. Trying to read somebody's eyes, trying to read their facial expressions, trying to get a conversation started is very difficult. But I'm going to give you an example of it wouldn't matter what I said to this person. The security guard who was walking around walked by the table and saw and had another person with them, and they said, oh yeah, that's the nutrition company. They're supposed to be here, but it's healthy stuff, and I don't do healthy. And she just kept walking. And so that is a great example. Right. And I could have fired back a comment, but I was like, I'll just leave it alone. But that's an example of some people, you're just not going to say the right thing to them, right? It wouldn't have mattered if I just said it was, a Snickers bar inside the canister. It wouldn't have mattered, right? Because they just not there. And some of us are walking around trying to convince someone that the shake is a Snickers bar. It's not. Okay. So just recognize the fact that if you're trying to get into the convincing business, then you've already lost the fight. And I'll go back to the thing that I've talked to you guys about before, and I've watched more and more of them. How many of you guys have seen like the Lincoln commercials, the car commercials that are like the Lincoln car, right? And you've got Matthew McConaughey sitting in the back of his Lincoln ice fishing, right? Did he tell you anything about that car? How many miles a gallon does it get? What's the engine?
No idea. We're looking at him.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to.
Exactly. So, but here's the thing. You're trying to sell somebody something and you don't need to either, Heidi, because you are you. Right? So
all anybody wanted to know is, does he come with the car?
Yeah, exactly. And he doesn't. So that doesn't matter either. So, but the point is that he's there and he's giving you the feeling. And I think that's what Heidi does. Where I'm going with that is, I think that's what Heidi does. And that's how Heidi creates the consultants that she creates the team that she creates the energy she can create. Carla does a great job of this. I know Stephanie does a great job of this. April does a great job of this. You get the energy from the person, and therefore you want to do that, right? And I think that's what you do a fantastic job of, Heidi. And is you create, people want to do what you do because they see the enthusiasm that you have about it, right? Not the fact that there's 24 grams of carbohydrates and 24 grams of protein and whatever, right? That's not what they're doing.
But at the same token, that is true and a very good point, but not everybody has to be Heidi, or not everybody has to be Carla or Michelle, because I do not appeal to everybody. I do not, I don't, I scare the living, what's out of some people, and they would rather deal with somebody a little calmer. You know what I mean? So not everybody's, so don't feel like you have to be like Heidi, and because she's very, like she says, dripping on people, and she's very good at that. And she's at the point of her business where she is. If you need to make consultants and make them right now, then say those things that she said. Like, do you have an accountability partner? Do you want to make your money back? Like, say those words. Doesn't have to be warm and fuzzy like Heidi is.
You're too much, Carla.
I know. Thank you very much.
Too much.
I want to add something about the patients. I said this to our book club this morning when we were talking about something. When I kept saying no to Isogenics, I was telling this story to somebody the other day about how many times I said no. And I said, I wish I had done it sooner. And when I got off the phone with that person, my son said to me, now he's 20 years old, pretty wise for 20, says to me, but Mom, maybe you would have failed. And I said, what? And he said, if you had done it before you were ready, maybe you would have failed, because everything happens for a reason. So maybe it's no for them now because they're not ready. And if they had tried it when they weren't ready, then they may have given it back in 29 days. See what I'm saying? So maybe it's not a no, maybe it's not a rejection. It's just they're not ready yet.
Something that just occurred to me is that a financial advisor in my networking group said, Carla, you're a sole proprietor. The world is your oyster. I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, you have so many things you can do. You can write off this and that. And, there's all these things that you can do. And, 2020, everybody's going to show a loss. You can do that. You can, it's different to be a 1099 employee than it is a W-2 employee. I've been a 1099 employee since I came out of the womb, I think. And it is true. It's different. And there's even more benefits to us. And so this is a thing. is that if people are concerned about their income and paying taxes, if they are concerned about that, then we really need to offer Isogenics to them as a business. You know, they need to make some money this year so that they can get a little help in that tax relief. I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing that with your team or letting people know that the world is your oyster as a sole proprietor. I mean, Warren Buffett says everybody needs a side hustle. And, you know, he's been saying that for years, but we do even more right now. So.
Yes, you know what? That's exactly right. I actually just said that this Mary Ellen, his daughter, we did a 3-way call before this call. And, you know, she's kind of thinking about the business a little bit. And I said, you know, here's the thing. You could have, if this is a side hustle, you could write off your phone, your internet. I mean, there's so many positivities. Is that a word? Positivities to this. And you're going to pay for your phone anyways. You might as well make it a tax write-off.
Exactly.
All right, let me throw out a couple things and then we'll wrap up here. So Carla, or actually Heidi, I'm gonna let you, since you're the presenter here, I'm gonna do a screen share and I want you to walk through to manager, okay? Can you do it?
Oh.
Do you
Okay.
feel comfortable doing it? Because I don't want to put you on the spot if you don't want to do it.
I haven't done that in a long time.
Okay, you ready to
I'll
do
try
it?
it.
You ready to do it now? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So we're going to walk through, because this is important, what these terms are that you just used. Okay. So let's make Beth will be your enrollee. So you're going to enroll
Okay.
Beth. Okay. So Beth,
All right.
unmute. And you're going to walk Beth through how to become a consultant first. So I'm going to break this down so you can get there. So I want Beth to become a consultant, and she's enrolling people with the new collagen pack, 6-pack.
Okay, so, Beth, here's the deal. If you have 2 friends you could do this with, you could pretty much get your whole pack paid for. So think of 2 people, and basically one will go on your right side and one on your left side. I don't even say right and left side. I say, just think of 2 people.
Okay, my mom and my sister.
Okay, so here's the deal. You sign up your mom and your sister. If you do that in the same week from Monday through Friday, you're going to get a $50 bonus for signing up your mom and a $50 bonus for signing up your sister.
Why 50?
Because you're getting double product introductory bonus. So each of those packs, there's a product introductory bonus associated with those packs, and it's $25. But if you add them in the same week, our weeks run Monday through Sunday, that will double. So there's your first $100. Then what's super exciting is that you become a crystal consultant because you just became a associate. So if you do that within the first month of becoming a associate, you get an extra $100. So you get $200. Woo! And you guys, this is just one way we're being paid. This month, there's this extra bonus. If you sign up 2 people, you get an extra $50. If you sign 3 people, you get an extra $100. That's just this extra, I think, New Year bonus that they're doing, which is pretty darn amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's take her to take those people. So that's the U share. Okay, so if everybody's watching this that doesn't know, that is a consultant. She's signed up 2 people, one right, one left. She signed them up. She's now a consultant. So now let's show her how they share.
Sure. So here's what I want you to do. Challenge your mother and your sister. Ask them, do they know 2 people? They have got to know people that want to have healthier skin. We're kind of all in that age range where we're focusing on our skin more and we're seeing more wrinkles. Don't you think your mother and your sister know 2 people?
For sure.
Okay, for sure. So, and they sign them up on the same pack.
Then they can make $200 also?
They can make $200 also. And what happens is for the first 20 consultants that you make, you're going to get $100 for each consultant, up to 20 consultants. So you're going to make $100 on your mom for being a consultant, $100 on your sister for becoming a consultant. So that total is $400. Plus, if you do it within that first 90 days,
60.
60 days, you earn a $250 manager bonus.
Wow.
So that's $700 or $650 right there. And that doesn't even include how you can cycle. That's just one way we're being paid. Do you
That's really
think
great.
you could do?
I'm in.
Bethelina's in.
So for everyone that's watching, that is the beginning of what now is capable. However, like Heidi said, through the end of February, if you enroll 2 in the month, you get a $50 bonus. If you enroll 3 in the month, you get a total of 100. So you get another 50, right? So you get a $100 bonus if you enroll 3. In addition to this, they've now created what they call the manager bonus or the manager pools. And as soon as you are a manager, meaning you have 2 consultants, now you are eligible for the manager pools, which can be, it depends on how much it's going to be, but it could be up to another $1,000 per month in bonus money. Just real quickly, Heidi, what are the next 2 ranks above manager?
So then once we hit Crystal Manager, our goal is to hit Crystal Director. And Crystal Director is having 6 consultants. And the bonus to that is $750 when you become a Crystal Director. So, and then after Crystal Director is Executive, and that's having 10 executives. It's $1,000 bonus. Plus, again, that's just a piece of it. We're getting paid in many different ways, but again, you're getting $100 for each consultant. You're getting product introductory bonuses, and you're getting business volume. You're creating I feel like I'm creating something for my family in the future.
Yeah.
You're building a team. So when you become executive, you need 5 consultants on your right side and 5 consultants on your left side. So that's important to know. Director doesn't matter what side they're on, but you need 5 on your right and 5 on your left for executive.
Awesome. And
Ultimately, you want to have 20 on each side, right?
that's correct. So well done, Heidi. Thank you very much for that. And for those of you who that might seems like a lot of information, it will be said over and over and over again. Okay. So it's just like any other business, any other company, any other organization. The terminology is different, but as you learn the terminology, you'll be fine. And my encouragement to you is to stay with it while you're learning that terminology. Okay. Because learning that terminology is a big deal. And the last thing I'd like to ask is there anybody here who today was the first time you've ever been paid by Isagenix? Is there anybody here that was paid by Isagenix today?
Oh, Brent, you're funny. You're just trying to get me to speak up and talk, aren't you?
That's right. Julie, congratulations.
Thank you.
How much did you get paid from Isagenix today?
Well, my first paycheck was like $471.
Woohoo!
Not
And
bad.
then I got an
Huh?
extra $17 today. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Thanks for chiming in. That's awesome.
Yes.
Very cool.
You making me talk.
I know. I told you.
Oh, you know what?
Congratulations, Julie.
Congratulations. There's one
Thank
thing
you.
I'd like to share if you're okay with this quickly. Mastering the mundane. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes I don't feel like going over a pack with someone. And when I feel that way, like I'm like, oh my God, I mean, what a great problem to have, right? That's what I think. I'm like, oh, I don't feel like going over this pack. I'm so tired. I don't want to do it. I change my mindset right away. I check in with myself. I'm like, you are so lucky you're able to go through this pack with somebody, because you're just lucky to be able to do that. So it's mastering the mundane. You don't have to be an expert. It's the same thing over and over again, right? You just got to keep doing it.
Yeah, and there's a lot to mindset change as you guys continue to progress through this. One of those is the messengers and the groups, because some people get upset because they're like, oh, it's so busy. But I promise you, if every time that went ding, you were making $1, you would be begging for it to ding. And if you change your mindset to the fact that that's your team talking, then again, it helps as well. And then that that's it, you guys. I mean, I think it's great. I am going to let you guys know this. Tuesday night's calls are back on this line. I'm going to be posting that all over the place. So Tuesday night's calls are back on this line, and Tuesday night's calls, because this is such a good, this is such a well formatted Monday call. We're going to leave this to continue to move forward in this formatted version. Tuesday's call, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make it more back to what I feel comfortable in, and talking about very detailed things. Like tomorrow night, I'm going to go over very detailed how to create a cart. Okay, so if you need to know about how to create a cart, if you want to talk about that, that's what tomorrow night's call is going to be. So I'm going to break the Tuesday night's calls down to something that's going to be closer to 30 minutes. And I'm going to turn them into very targeted things. Leader in action will always be covered. And then, but tomorrow's going to be making a cart, how to make it, how to adjust it, how to send it, what you can do with it, all that kind of stuff. All right.
Will you be sharing what each Tuesday is? So we
I
know the
am.
topic?
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
make the list up on that. And I would be happy to have any messages from any of the leadership on here. If you want to send me something that you'd like to have it covered, that you think is important, but it's going to be very, very detailed. And going back to this master the mundane, that's where I'm going back to. I'm going back to the ABCs of it, right? Like, this is what it is. This is how to do it. Okay.
And then
Brent, one thing real quick. I just posted, for those of you that are new on this call and you don't totally understand the compensation plan, I just posted part 1 and part 2 of Eric Hoover doing the Isogenics compensation plan. They're about 18 minutes, and both of those are posted in Working from the Beach. I recommend you check them out.
Oh, thanks, Beth. Hey, Brent, when we're done, can you stay on? I need a little assistance.
Okay, you bet.
I was going to say, for the people who didn't know, the last Tuesday of the month, the last Monday of the month, no, the last Tuesday of the month, we're going to do a product overview for the start of the 11-day shred for the following.
Yeah.
So don't forget that one.
Yeah, I forgot that, April. So thanks for bringing that up. So April and I talked about this, and so the Tuesday night calls, like I said, are going to be very business specific. However, the last Tuesday of every month will be driven towards like that experience isogenics that we were doing, but I'm going to leave it at, but it's just going to be just the last Tuesday instead of being every week.
That's great. I love that.
So you can,
and then
have your people jump on, and it'll be and we'll be talking about the experience isogenics as it relates to the 11-day shred.
Yeah, and any other product questions, so bring them on at that time. But I just want to say a thank you to Heidi for all of the work that she has done to grow our team. And she's always opening up her house, you know, way pre-COVID time, to anybody, regardless of if they're in her downline or not, and sharing her knowledge, her expert knowledge, being a graduate of some fancy nutrition school. And I just appreciate her a million times over. So thank you, Heidi, for being a part of our team.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to Heidi too. I mean, she's not lying when she said it took 5 years to get me to where I am. And I was not in a good place. So I'm very thankful. And I'm so happy to be on this journey. So I got to stop. Thank you.
Oh, come on. She loves it. Give her to her, Grace.
Yeah, I know she loves it. And I'm not kidding when she says, I call this girl all the time, because I'm type A personality. So I need, everything has to be, it's supposed to work the way it's supposed to work. And I'm an accountant by trade. So, I mean, type A is not, I mean,
That's good for Heidi.
So I'm constantly bouncing stuff off of her. So
A little more Grace. Grace needs a little more of me. I go, don't have perfection perilous, but she doesn't. You don't.
I'm just happy to be on this journey. So, and thank you to everyone. I mean, these calls are amazing and I learned so much. So thank you.
Glad you're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And everybody give Heidi lots of love in the Working from the Beach page. She's fantastic.
Great job, Heidi.
Give her lots of shout out.
Thank you. Thanks for Beth for helping me put this in an order, because I have an ADD mind, so put it down in words.
I knew somebody had to have written stuff down for you. I kept seeing you look down there. If I'd have known it was Beth, I'd have been giving her all the kudos from the very beginning. So thanks, Beth, for making that happen.
Hey.
Keeping her on track. I hope you had like a shot. I'm surprised she didn't have a shot collar on. She needs a
Why are
shot
you
collar on.
guys-
Beth could have-
So what's going on for next week?
Next week, do we want to do, the plan was launching a new business builder. How to launch a new person.
Okay,
Okay, cool. Are you
And
leading?
I'm doing it and it's gonna be
Yeah.
so great.
that's awesome.
That's what I was
and if
looking
you-
for, the commercial.
And if you don't have a Trello account, Trello, it's free, sign up because I'm gonna give you the tool of all tools. All of you that have an A personality that need to have everything organized, I'm gonna hand you a formula for how to launch a new person.
Oh, perfect
awesome.
timing.
Oh,
All right.
Tracy, you're gonna love that.
It's gonna be so good. It literally is step, 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 and it has all the resources attached to it. But you
Love
have
it.
to have a Trello account for me to share it with you.
Spell it again.
Trello.
Okay. Is it an app or what is it?
It's an app. Yeah.
Okay.
Type it in the chat.
It's a
I
free.
will. It's a free
And
app.
then at some
Alright.
point, I'm gonna get really good at Linktree, and I'm gonna share how to do Linktree.
Oh, good. All righty.
Trello, thank you. I look forward to the call. Thank you.
Good job,
Woohoo.
Heidi.